We're gonna have some fun tonight. So, if you don't have anything doing, if you don't have anything better to do, if you are up and about and you feel like you want to come on over here, then feel free and let's go YouTubing. We are YouTubing. Good night, everyone. Welcome to the broadcast. Good to see you all. Last week you couldn't see me and I couldn't see you, and now I can see and you can see and we all can see. Ready to have some fun? Who is that on nowhere? Good night, Electra. Good to see you. I am in my pride shirt. Yeah, let me show it off. Pride. Here we go. Pride in. We are YouTubing and we are priding. June is Pride Month, and we will be celebrating Pride all month. And if there are anyone on this platform and come on this live and support this channel, and if you feel you have some kind of angst with pride, we won't miss you. So if you feel like this is not for you, I will miss you. So welcome all. A lot of things happening, all kind of things happening in a Jan shop, as they say. And believe you me when I tell you this, my full intention tonight is to come here and have some fun. And we have a lot of things to talk about in a fun kind of way. All right? There's Dayton Campbell out and about Googling and Wikipediaing. Because for a man with a doctorate, don't look like him too much reading, him more into Googling and Wikipediaing. And there is the side chick who is melting out in the sun. Her brain is melting, so she's out there doing all kinds of things. There is Dr. Dawes, who fancies himself some kind of catch for the PMP, so still giving a hard time to East Central St. Andrew. And so we have a lot of things to cover. And there's also polls. And of course, we're going to take the opportunity also to good night all, good night, good night, good night. Good to see you all. Good night. You will watch when you're not into the pride thing. Well, if you're not into the pride thing and you feel comfortable, by all means watch. Just don't come here with no negativity. All right, so we're good. We are good. There's no issue with us. Good evening, everyone, and everyone who shall join. Good evening too. Let us start from the beginning. It's a very good place to start, because when we count, it's 1, 2, 3, and when we sing, it's do, re, mi. I hear that Mark saying that a lot of people on social media telling lies on him. And I found it extremely funny. I can't even begin to tell you when I heard the clip how utterly amused I was by the fact that Mark saying that people on social media telling lies on him. And I'm saying, how many people on social media talking about Mark Golding? If anything, the people on social media are the ones who gave Mark Golding his popularity. Nobody would have known him in Jamaica had we not been talking about him. So, I mean, it's a sad thing that we actually had to introduce him to the Jamaican public. But I don't, them say all publicity is good publicity, but not for him. I don't think that is the case for him, but we are the ones that introduced him, basically, and gave him prominence in the psyche of the Jamaican people. Yeah, yeah? So I hear that him say, some people are tell lie upon him. And when I heard it, I thought to myself, I wonder what lies Mark talking about. Because my mother used to tell me, when we take up something or we do something, and 3 persons pointing at you and says you, my mother used to say, you want to tell me that 3 persons wrong and you are right? So if a whole heap of people on social media saying things about your market B, and you saying that is lies, are you saying that you are telling the truth and we are telling the lie? Because once you say people on social media telling lies on you, I put myself right in the mix, because I'm anxious to find out what lies are we telling. What lies are we telling? Let's talk about some of the things that could possibly be stirring up Marky B oats and him getting all antsy about it. Same thing could tell a lie upon him. Which lie? Is it the one where we said that your father came here with slaves? Is that what you're talking about? Sorry to bust your bubble, but that one is true. Is it the one where you talk about your father came down here and served Jamaica and cured polio? Polio which we never had before he came. Is it that one? Sorry to tell you, but that is also the truth. Is it the lie that you were a young fellow in your father's house breeding up the helpers, them daughter? And there's a reason why I said that tonight, and you'll soon get it. Is that a lie that you've been messing around the helpers, them daughter, and think yourself that you're Bakrama's son and is your right, and she know your yard and she know your house and she forgive you and you take it? Is that lie? Is it the lie that your entire ancestry is laced with slave owners? Is that the lie you're talking about? Because me not engage in a lie. Me can't engage in a lie because me can't keep up with it. Me chat too much. People who chat too much can't engage in lie. It will catch up on you. We learned that long time ago. So, is it that one? Or is it the one that you sat down with Peter Bunting and you both concocted a plan to take over the People's National Party? And you started that plan, both of you. And then you got some people to come on board with you. And then you went into that 2019 sabotage operation, not sabotage operation, then 2019 challenge to Peter Phillips. And then after you lost in 2019, Bunting got a whipping on his birthday. And then on the take on the marbles and the people who supported you, and they decide to go out in the Jamaican public and go and tell the PNP people that supported you not to vote for PNP. And then you went out like you were the party leader. You, Mark Golding, went out like you were the party leader, endorsing people, doing video endorsements, doing endorsement of candidates like you are party leader, endorsing certain candidates and wanting them to win. And then when the party asked for money, you said not a dollar, not a red cent. Where is Shernet? The Shernet put that out. Not a dollar, not a red cent, and I'll give the party. I'm not giving that party no money. I'm not giving that party no money. Is it that you're talking about? Is it that you make sure that Dayton Campbell had boatloads of money to spread throughout the country, particularly to people like Lawrence Rowe, to undermine and sabotage PNP candidates for them to lose the election? Is it that lie you're talking about? Or is it the lie where you sat down in a WhatsApp group and plot how to make the PNP lose the election? Which lie? Or is it the lie that you tricked and manipulated the PNP delegates into making them believe that not only are you the only white man in the People's National Party, 40,000 plus members, but a British-born white Bakrama's picnic, and you trick the PNP delegates into selling you their votes and making you leader of the People's National Party. Which one of those lies? Because if you're going to make a statement like that, you should be able to say, yeah, them telling lies on me, because that what I'm saying is not true, and that other thing what I'm saying is not true. Can you do that, Mark? Tell us which one is not true, because I personally would love to come out here and hear which one you say not true, and provide you with the documentations to say that you are the liar, not social media. Nobody not tell a lie for you for social media. People have fun with you on social media. So I don't know what lies you're talking about, because the truth is stinging. The truth is very stinging. And in the that's what with people like you, like Mark Golden, they have certain kind of rhetoric that him already aligned himself with and built up in his daily jargon, that this is a rhetoric that him have. And when the truth hit him now have no other choice but to stick to the rhetoric, double down on the rhetoric, and try to sell us that the truth that we are saying is not the truth that you have, or it's not the truth at all. Because that is the dishonesty that you have already mired yourself in, Mark Jefferson. And that makes it mean that you can't tell truth from lie. You don't know truth from lie. The truth, if the truth should fall from, if a coconut truth should fall and lick in your damn head, you wouldn't know it's the truth. Because you don't know truth from lies, because your entire life is wrapped up in lie after lie after lie. So you cannot argue with nobody for social media. And you can threaten all you want about suing. Now, when it comes to suing, if you, Mark Golden, is thinking of suing any member of the resistance on social media, let me advise you, Mark Golden, wisely, that when it comes to suing, you have to stick to me. Because all the other people then, out of your league. Out of your league, out of your reach, you can't touch them. So when it comes to suing, you guys to stick with me, Karen Cecilia, because me no fight law, war, me a fight with you. So therefore, you have to stick with that. But if you're going to file a lawsuit or you're going to sue people, go ahead, man. Don't chat about it. Just go and file a lawsuit and go and do what you do and sue people for them freedom of speech. Chat anything you want. People want chat anything they want to talk about you. And you can do all of that. But learn this. Learn this, Mark Jefferson. When it comes to Jamaica and the people who wants to represent us and the people who represents us, there is one rule and one rule only that I am following. And I want you to understand me, and all other politicians need to understand me on both sides of the aisle. I reserve the right as a Jamaican to hold the people who are leading us accountable. And I will do it through any means necessary. And I thought I made that clear already. Any means necessary. So lawsuit or no lawsuit is neither here nor there with me. I don't have dry crap to my name, so we can sue till Jesus come. It's neither here nor there. My fight is for Jamaica. My fight is for my grandson. So sue away. Get your needle, get your thread, and sue. Because it's very hard for you to step out of that mold that you are in, that lie, treacherous, misguided, misinformative. You are a very deceitful man, Mark Golden, deceitful in every possible way. And so, on account of that, you are always seeking ways to justify your behavior. You're always looking for ways to justify your being in our parliament unlawfully, illegitimately, probably even criminally, sitting in our parliament pretending to be Jamaican, walking around. Yeah, more big enough. Yeah, big up everybody, Yeah, I'm on Marky G there, Oh, Marky B. And you're seeking all the while, you're just seeking to justify your behavior. And in so doing, you threaten people. And you go out there and you pretend to be something that you are not, because you're trying to make us believe you, when the truth is staring everybody in their face. And everybody's seeing the truth except you, because you are mired in your rhetoric that you develop over the years, and you stay there and you now move. And that means that Marky G is not a very good person. I should have started the live by expressing condolences to the people of East Central St. James, pardon me, and the family of the first female speaker in Jamaica, Comrade Violet Nielsen, who passed away earlier this afternoon. And I want to send out some condolences to the Nielsen family and to the people of East Central St. James, the PMP people, the JLP people, all the people of East Central St. James. And to say that Violet Nielsen was a PJ loyalist. And she was one of those who felt herself to be some kind of a palace guard for the right-wing part of the party. She was also one of those members of parliament who never liked the YO much, and thought that she don't want a YO group set up in our constituency. And she tell us every time we arrange a meeting, she sabotage it and and don't make nobody come. Until PJ spoke to her and tell all of them that they need YO group in every constituency because party can't grow without the youth, and then she back off, and we built a very good relationship with her over the years. So want to big up Comrade Violet Nielsen and for her service to East Central St. James, and her service to our party and her service to our country. I want to go into the second thing now. I want to find out from the people of South St. Andrew if Mark Golding have yet had a discussion with them about what the processes are to renounce citizenship and all of that. I want to know, because Mark Golding is so lie and deceptive that I am a bit concerned. I don't know, and I'm asking questions to the people of South St. Andrew. And some of you, I don't want to exactly hear from those who talk to me regular. I'd like to hear from some other people to tell me, has Mark Golding have had a discussion with the people of South St. Andrew to say to you what exactly are his plans? And have he had a discussion about his British citizenship, about is renouncing or not renouncing? I don't know, but as far as I know, that discussion have not taken place yet with the people of South St. Andrew. And because of that, I think that I must now explain to the people of this country, particularly the PMP people them and the people them in South St. Andrew, what renouncing that British citizenship means. So I want to tell you so that you understand, so that Mark Golding don't tell you no lie. Because he's going out there saying, we are telling lies, but him not coming fulsome with you. We're not telling you, the people of South St. Andrew, exactly what is happening. How you renounce your citizenship from a foreign power is simple. You renounce your citizenship from a foreign power. First thing is, him cannot renounce without resigning. He has to resign. That is the process. He has to resign as member of parliament and thus remove himself as opposition leader. He has to resign and then he go and renounce. Because why he has to resign is because he is already there unconstitutionally, illegitimately. He is disqualified from being a member of parliament and opposition leader in the parliament. So should he choose to renounce, he has to resign. He has to resign the position of member of parliament. I want South St. Andrew to understand this, because I know them not explaining anything to you. Because Marky G think him have in him pocket. Him think that you listen to everything him say, and you listen to we, and him think that him is the white master, so everything him say, will believe him. And he might be right in that. Some of you maybe, yes, believe in him. But in order for him to renounce that British citizenship, he has to resign his position as member of parliament and thus also as opposition leader. Upon renouncing, he then has to face if I'm going to go back, go deal with him renunciation papers, get the renouncing documentation, and then come back if he want to come back. I hope when he does, him don't come back. But I'm just telling you what the process is. Then, after he leaves as South St. Andrew Member of Parliament, and thus as opposition leader, the PMP, the remaining 13 members of Parliament, will have to appoint an opposition leader to hold the reins and to warm the seat just in case he comes back. The fear, however, for Mark Golding is twofold. One, he don't really want to resign. He don't want to renounce. The resignation is not so much a problem for him. The biggest problem for him is the renouncing. That is his problem. Because in renouncing his British citizenship, he have to provide a reason to renouncing that British citizenship. And he has to give more than one reasons, and he have to fill out a whole heap of form, and he have to answer some questions about some things. His reason would be that he's seeking a job, the job of Prime Minister. And according to our Constitution, he is now, at present, disqualified from being our Prime Minister in our Parliament because he holds dual loyalties. So therefore, it's a process that he has to go through. And that is first for him don't want losing British citizenship. Losing his British citizenship could put all his businesses in Britain and whatever home or whatever other things him have there. That's something the man we are going there would put those things in jeopardy. So him not keen on renouncing that citizenship because of the unsurety of getting it back. Because there's no guarantee that he could get it back. So my guess is him holding some conversations with his handlers in the British intelligence services to figure out how he's going to get it back if him renounce it and if them can do something to make him get it back. But you know, the intelligence community all across the world, them can work all kind of magic. They are magicians. And so him working on that. So that's his first fear. His second fear is that on resigning as Member of Parliament and handing over the leader of the opposition role to someone else, that the 13 members of Parliament will select somebody else, could also mean that that somebody else never give him back. That person never give back. Should he resign as Member of Parliament and then have to leave the opposition offices and hand it over to somebody else, the parliamentarians will select somebody else. Them might not want to give it back. And, you know, I would agree with that. Nobody give it back, you know. So that's his second fear. So what is their game? Because everybody in the PMP, all the members of Parliament and all of them have already signed up to let him stay and face his destiny. This destiny of being a man who bought a party for almost $1 billion and then lose the election. Lose the local government election and I'm going to lose the general election should he actually end up there. I'm just giving you all the scenarios. So what I believe to be true. So the first thing is how to renounce, and that is the way it goes. The second thing is also the way it goes. On resigning as Member of Parliament, he loses the opposition position as well. Somebody else take it over, and no matter who take it, they might not want to give him back. And that is politics right through and through. So that is his second fear. Why is he holding on to the two things work for him in that he believes that him can go ahead and stay and think for some reason the Jamaican people would actually vote for him. Because they're always thinking that the way the Jamaican people feel about Mr. Holness right now, it could still be that the Jamaican people would want for him, Mark Golding, to be our Prime Minister. God help us. And so they're still counting on that because Mr. Holness is still in a bit of a trouble. He still is. So them counting on that. However, the most dangerous part of where this is going, if him will leave the parliament, renounce his citizenship, resign his position, is where this is going. Should he continue and go on, and for some strange, unforeseeable, strangest, weirdest reason, the PNP get a majority in the parliament, and should he become Prime Minister, it wouldn't be a problem. It wouldn't be a problem because at that point, the JLP, who would then be in opposition, would sue him, and he would have to leave the parliament. But it wouldn't be a problem because let us assume that him stay and the PNP win the election, and him know that him can't stay as Prime Minister, but Bunting win a seat. There you have it. Prime Minister Peter Murcutt Bunting, leader of the People's National Party, Peter Murcutt Bunting. There you have it. The final scenario that I'm telling you. So, there is that. Let me just wrap it over again like an egg roll for you. Him don't want to renounce his British citizenship. And I believe you me, if I ever tell you some reasons why I don't want to renounce, but I don't reach there yet, I can well up some things to commit. If you don't want to renounce, it's hard for him, terribly, dreadfully hard for him to renounce. But secondly, renounce means that he have to resign from the parliament. Resign as member of parliament for South St. Andrew, take a step back, lose a seat, lose his position as opposition leader, give it to somebody else to hold on to, who never give him back. Under no condition, him going to get it back. I could cut some deal, but in my experience in politics, there's no deal to be cut. Because anyone I mean they get opposition leader and I give him back. So there's that. Or him nobody never sue him, so him never come out of the parliament and stay and I'm face the electorate. And let's for argument's say that he wins, and then God help us all, then the JLP would want to sue him. At that time it's too late because him buddy, Peter Murcutt, now have a seat, and him is now member of parliament, and bam, them have enough risers in there, and bam, Peter Murcutt is now the new party leader, new opposition leader, whatever. And there you have the new scenario. Just for Uno to think about. That's all. I just, put it there for you to think about. Never in my life have I ever seen such a dubious, deceitful, deceptive group of people like Mark Golding and him crew. Never. And I mean, I have seen all kind of people, been around all kind of people, but these guys, them take the cake. Every day of the week, them take the cake. So you could do that. And then you will have him. So here is this man who wants to be a prime minister. Who should he be a prime minister, would be our chief law enforcement officer. The prime minister of the country is our chief law enforcement officer. Prime minister of the country is the head of the head of the defense. Let's say we have a defense department, a defense ministry, and we do. The prime minister is the head of our defense ministry, and therefore our prime minister is our chief law enforcement officer. And they are gambling on that Jamaica is going to elect a man who does not want to obey the simple laws of our land by renouncing his citizenship and renouncing and stepping away from his parliamentary seat and go renounce his citizenship. Him want to skirt that law, but him want to become our chief lawmaker. And you know those two things just diverge. Those things in no way don't line up with each other. You want to skirt the law. You have no respect for the law. You beat down on the law, but you want to become our chief of police. You want to become the head of our armed forces. You want to become the commander-in-chief of our armed forces, but you're not into obeying the simplest of our laws. And that is the kind of man that Mark Golding is, refuses to follow the rule of law. And it's a strange but interesting thing for Marky B. Strange but interesting thing. He has the attitude of the regular white Bakramasa man. His attitude is that we will have to bow and succumb to his needs and demands, and he has no obligation to ours. And that's basically what I'm saying. Because this thing is hanging over the head of the People's National Party and hanging over the country that him want to lead. And him couldn't give two hoots of a damn what any of you think about it. Because the only thing that matters to him is what he wants and what he wants to do and how he intends and going about it. So when people say to him, boy, Mr. Young Samuda has renounced, why you not renounce it? Oh, me not follow the guy. The guy. This is not the local young youth who him should be an example to. Because Young Samuda is a young youth. And him should be an example, set an example as a man who wants to lead a country. To Young Samuda, him now follow no guy. And him not bummy like no guy. Him do him thing, him a bummy and a guy up the local youth. Him couldn't find the decency in him to say, well, Mr. Samuda can make his own decisions and I will make mine. No! Him have to try that whole thing about being the Jamaican white tourist trying to be Jamaican. Me not bummy. And me not bummy, and me not busy with a guy. And a guy so disrespectful, so cheap, so demeaning, so disgusting. Because he feels that he's entitled to something that none of us else are entitled to. He feels that this is his British citizenship given to him by his father, this thing that his father gave him and don't want to give it up. And dare us, any of us, to question him about it. Dare us, any of us, to want him to renounce it. Him nah do it. Dare any of us. Dare any of us. Who we? So while all of this is hanging and going all around, him still bouncing around the country with microphone in him hand. And people, PNP people, in them PNP orange clothes, with a Norman Manley party, a cheer on this man who is an affront to our laws. A cheering on this man who is debasing our laws, have no regard for our laws, and think himself way above the laws of the land that he wants to be chief lawmaker for. And why would he feel comfortable doing all of this? Because he have enablers. He couldn't be doing this unless he have enablers. I mean, Dayton Camden and Angela Brownberg are the only ones out there publicly defending him. But what about the people them when I meet that was small rooms, the few local people them are rave and I hear clap for them money and sing for them supper. What about them? For the longest while, I've been wanting to watch this documentary on Netflix about the Holocaust. It's an unlikely documentary. And when I saw it, I put it in my list and said I want to watch it. And I've been meaning to watch it for a while. And I spent all of yesterday watching it. And the fascinating thing about this documentary, it's called Ordinary Men and the Forgotten Holocaust. Ordinary Men, the Forgotten Holocaust. And it's all about, if you'll give me 2 minutes of your time to tell you, it's all about a group of men that Hitler, main man, them recruited for a particular purpose. These men were not able-bodied men that could fight war. They were middle-aged men. They were farmers. They were bookkeepers. They were tailors. They were accountants and shoemakers, family men. Most of them, if not all of them, were family men, men with wives and children and grandchildren. And the Third Reich wanted a group of men to do one particular job. And the job was to get these men that went to kill Jews. Simple. Just to line up the Jews, men, women, children, whenever they ship them or transport them to a particular place. These men's duty was to line them up, lead them down to where the hole dig, make them go down in there, shoot all of them, kill them, throw the dirty night. Sorry to make it sound as cold as it is, but I am trying, I'm trying. And these men were ordinary men. And this is true thing that happened. And when the Third Reich advertised that they needed about 60,000 men for this job, 20 to 60,000 men for this job, some 200 plus thousand people applied for the job. Good men, ordinary men, men who have never killed anything or anyone in their lives, men who just raise them families, run them farms, they make shoes, bookkeepers, ordinary men, barbers, bakers, ordinary men with families and children. And when the Third Reich advertised that we need men, and they explained to them what they needed these men for, they signed up. They signed up. They weren't men of any great ideological belief. Them never totally believe in the eradication of Jews. Them never totally bought into the idea of a superior race, and bought into the idea of the final solution, which is to kill all Jews and black people and Indians and gays and all the rest of it. They never totally bought into that. But after they selected the set that they needed, they got enough from that set that suggests to them that these people could be indoctrinated. And they did indoctrinate them. And they hired these men just to shoot Jews, just to kill them. Just to, when them ship them to the place, them just lead them down there at gunpoint and just shoot them. Children, strip them naked and shoot them, kill them. In the historical facts and historical documentation, a lot of those graves were dug up in the 1950s and 60s, and bones recovered from, large forests throughout Germany. They dug up a lot of these mass graves and reclaimed bones of dead children and mothers and old ladies. The thing about the documentary, why I really, really wanted to watch it, was always telling the story how ordinary men became murderers. Ordinary men bought into an idea and became murderers, cold-blooded murderers. And the worst thing about it is this: in every instance that they had to go shoot people, they could have said no and not doing it. Let me explain. Part of the rule of that was, your commander said, okay, I need you 50 guys, we're going to shoot 200 more Jews today. Come, and you line up. You could always say no. That's part of the deal. You could always say that, I don't know, I'm not doing it. This is too much, I'm not doing that. You could walk away. Nobody that went kill you if you did. That was the deal. Nobody that went brand you a traitor. That was the deal. You might not get a good recommendation from the Third Reich after all, but that you can walk away from it. You could walk away from it. They could. But saving for maybe about 4 or 5, historically we can't tell, that none of them walked away from it. Not one. Saving for about a half a dozen, if so much. That one guy got sick and couldn't do it, him just couldn't. and gave up his gun to his commander and walked away. The point of the story is this. No matter what Mark Golding is doing to the People's National Party and to Jamaica, there are still enablers who don't have to enable him, but they feel that they must. Who could have walked away, but they're not. Who could have defended the party and defended Jamaica, but they will not. They prefer to pull that trigger and stand with the man who have indoctrinated them into believing something else. That it's okay to betray your party and betray your fellow citizen and betray your country. It is okay to do that. It is okay for me to not to want to renounce my British citizenship. I want to back me up. I'm coming to a hall and I took a mic and I said, yeah. And you all said, yeah, yeah, yeah. It is okay. At the trials of these men, because they kind of went under the radar when the war ended, until one prosecutor dug up everything and found them, and most of them. And they found the man who was in charge of basically most of the unit. And they found the gentleman to be such a nice man. The judge liked him. Even the prosecutor liked him. The Jewish prosecutor, everybody liked him. The man was a charming, nice man. Never denied anything. And the marvel of history is this. How could good men, ordinary men, commit such atrocities? That is the power of indoctrination. The power of believing something for your own personal benefit. The power of having no identity for yourself. The power of having no loyalty to anything else but yourself. The power of money and the power of power. And I look in the PNP and this is what I see. Because I can't imagine for the life of me that this man who wants to be the chief lawmaker of the country is going around flaunting his disrespect for the laws of our land. And people are backing him up in a room and say, yeah! And I blow Venezuela. And I bust out, go on with all kind of things. And of course we, ordinary men, ordinary women, easily sell out them party, easily sell out them country, sell out them fellow citizens, sell out them family, just to be a part of something that is evil and treacherous and wicked, which is the Rise United. And I don't know how history is going to judge me, but I know how history is going to judge Uno. Uno, ordinary people, ordinary PNP people that bought into this and holding on to it and now let it go. Because Mark not giving up his British citizenship. He is a British citizen by birth. He's a British citizen with a British passport and a British birth certificate. He's a British citizen that owns property and house or whatever else in England. He's a British citizen who is an agent of the British state here in Jamaica. And unlike the rest of it, the entire crowd where I say, yeah, it's true, and Uno 4 say, no, it's not. Just like everything else. That is how it is. And him want to be leader of this country, but him don't feel it's his duty and responsibility to follow the rules of this country. Because the rules of this country don't mean nothing to him, because he's a British man. And him is white. And him in charge of things. And that is it. In searching, today, Mrs. Malahoo Ford, in a very passionate presentation, presented to this country in very stark terms, that Mark Golding is an obstructor to our constitutional process. He's obstructing the constitutional process because he don't want to give up his citizenship and he want to remain a British citizen and he have to protect that. That is more important to him. So now the constitutional reform process is being obstructed by him. So yes, Jamaica, I don't want to break away from Britain. I don't know my personal feeling on that. But Jamaica wants to break away from Britain. So them say. And there is a constitutional reform process. And Mark Golding is an obstructor to that process now. Not agreeing with it, in my business with it. And what about said to him about it? The people who name at the committee don't have no power nor no authority to make no decisions on behalf of the PNP or the opposition benches. Because Mark Golding is against it. He's not going to support it. But he want to go into an election as a British citizen in our parliament, and he wanted to elect him to be Prime Minister. So that he can be the British Prime Minister and then do anything he wants with the Constitution. So I'm obstructing that. And then in the middle of that, I saw something that Dayton Campbell Google Knighthood. Why these people don't go read and start Googling? Not everything Google right, you know. It's not everything on Wikipedia right either. So Dayton Campbell put out this thing about what knighthood is and how you get knighted. And he did it to try to support Mark Golding in his argument that his father was knighted by the Queen on the recommendation of the Jamaican government. Yeah. Each government of a Commonwealth realm, where the king is the head, can recommend honors for its citizens. Can. Throughout the entire honor system of the British monarchy and that of Commonwealth countries, there is one thing for certain, and I want to just school Dayton Campbell a little bit. You need to go really do that law degree. Sometimes how you see the system set up or how the internet said set up is not exactly how it works. So let me explain it to you as somebody who knows how it works. Knighthood is on recommendation to the king. That recommendation comes from mostly the Home Office, and the Home Office recommendations come from various places. Various places. Example, if you look at all the British knights, all who have been knighted with OBE and all the rest of it, you will find about 23% of them were at some point working with British intelligence for something that they did overseas. While knighthood, and it is Queen Elizabeth that took knighthood into the 21st century and made it like this. Before that, before Queen Elizabeth took to the throne, even her father, George VI, maintained that knighthood was for extraordinary service to Britain and Britain only. But Queen Elizabeth was wise and she modernized the monarchy. If the Governor General of Jamaica would like to recommend somebody for knighthood, the Governor General of Jamaica could not have recommended Lascelles Chin, the former Lasco founder, for a knighthood. He could have. I mean, when you look at how much Lascelles Chin have contributed to Jamaica, he would be a prime candidate to recommend for a knighthood. The Governor General of Jamaica cannot recommend people for knighthood. Let me repeat that. The government of Jamaica, not the governor general, not the government, cannot sit down like they do in our honor system here in the country, where there's a committee. There's a committee in our honor system who select people to be honored. But our governor general government can't suggest to King Charles, yo, who are you? Who are recommend a man for knighthood? In build a whole heap of house down a St. and Clarendon. In build a whole heap of picnic. In build some children's home. In save some boys off the street. Who want to recommend him for knighthood? Oh no. You're wrong, Dayton Campbell. If you weren't so up in arms with sleeping with 13 and 14-year-old girls, you'd have probably know much better than that to go spew that. Or maybe your either rile you up because we call you out so much you can't get the 13 and 14-year-old girl to go carry away, then your car will froze you up. So you're getting up and you're talking these kind of things. You know better than that for to mess with me, no boy. You know better than that. When a person is recommended from a Commonwealth country for knighthood to the British government, that recommendation don't come from the country itself. That recommendation was suggested by Britain for you to recommend that person. Let me repeat that. In the same way that if William and Kate came here, and William and Kate came, the recommendation for William and Kate was not for them to please, whoever called me, stop it, because I'm not going to answer you. The communication for William and Kate to come to Jamaica. Oh, it's Natalie calling me. That's who call about Nats. That's who call about. For us to come to Jamaica is a simple one. It is the British monarchy. Let me see if you're saying something to me. That's who come to Nats. It is the British monarchy that it is the government of Britain, not the monarchy. The government of Britain that would get in touch with the government of Jamaica and would write or whatever it is them do and say, in celebration of the Queen's Jubilee, we would like for the Prince and Princess of Wales to make a visit to Jamaica. It is a suggestion. The government then would extend that information, that invitation. That is the same way the knighthood thing works. So as foolish as Dayton Campbell talking, and nobody should listen to him. Because when he taught them kind of something there, it shows up why we know that he is a puny mind man who loves 12 and 13 and 14-year-old girls in a car and drive up and down and eat Kentucky and coleslaw out of them young pum pum. You know that that's the kind of man that will come up with that foolishness, Googling foolishness, and talking about John Golden was knighted on the recommendation of Jamaica. Yeah, you that boy? Are you stupid? Are you stupid? Jamaica recommend John Golden to be knighted? What year? Michelle, what year was John Golden knighted? I don't remember what year he was knighted. But John Golden was knighted on the recommendation of the British intelligence services for his wonderful work that he did in Jamaica. He come down here with the virus that wasn't working in England, and them couldn't test the virus for English picnic. Not even the black one them, not even the Indian one them. Indian laws are very, very stringent. Them couldn't test it out for not even animals down there. So them send him down here. And him come down here with the vaccine. And him come and him go out there kind of things, kill off some picnic till the vaccine work. And yeah, yes, kill off some picnic, the vaccine work. Before that, he did a lot more service for the British government. In Tobruk, he was missing for about a year and a half of his life. We can't find nothing on him. We don't know what he do. No Governor General of Jamaica never recommend no knighthood for John Golden. So if you coming out here to try to defend Mark Golden's daddy and his knighthood, you Dayton Campbell, you need to call Buckingham Palace and have them give you some information. Ask them. Don't go Google. Don't go no damn Google and Wikipedia. That is not accurate information you're getting there, sir. Go call Buckingham Palace, go call the Home Office, call the British High Commission and ask them to send you a sheet of information. Not that them going to give you. There's a committee that does the final paperwork on knighthood. So we are not under no illusion. We are very clear. I am very crystal clear that John Golden was given that knighthood as a reward for his job in Jamaica. A reward. And do remember that the Governor General, while he's a Jamaican, represents the crown. The Governor General, while he's Jamaican, while he sits in Jamaica, while he's appointed by the Prime Minister in collaboration with the opposition leader, represents the crown. So I would imagine that there are times or conversations that Buckingham Palace would have with the Governor General. The Governor General not have them conversation with the Prime Minister. No, we have an obligation to have those conversations. So yes, Dayton Campbell. Not go so. So don't go out there go talk them foolishness because each time you go out there, go talk them foolishness, you look duncer than you actually are. And the stance that you guys have taken is to make sure that the Jamaican people don't find out anything more about Uno and Mark Golden. So, moving on to our next topic. In our search to find out some more things. 2 days ago, I think it was Friday or Thursday last week, it's not 2 days ago, it was Thursday last week that the resistance penned a letter and sent it off to the Integrity Commission. That letter is to bring to the attention of the Integrity Commission something that we found, and we found that something while searching for something else, which I'm going to in searching for something else, we found an apartment that was owned by John Golden. That apartment is in Bamboo Court on Bamboo Avenue up in Mona area there, near the US Embassy, around that other part, was owned by Sir John Golden. And in looking for something else, which I'm going to tell you about, that's what we found. An apartment that was owned by John Golden and would imagine pass on to Mark Jefferson Golden. And we never book it up in his filing to the IC. So Michelle promptly sent off a letter to the IC asking them about this apartment in Bamboo Court and Bamboo Avenue, which is not in the name of Mark Golden, because you know, not in his name, but it's in the name of a company called Goldex Limited. This apartment is on Bamboo Avenue in Bamboo Court, owned by a company called Goldex Limited, of which Marky B, Mark Jefferson, is a director. And we don't know if Zara Burton missed it. We don't know what, but this is what we found. So we don't know if the IC found it and they have it, but we don't know if they know that Mark Golden is a director of this company that owns this apartment that his father once owned. And we would guess is his. And we would also guess him set up this company, problem children them in it, and he's a director of this company, Goldex. And this is it. And what were we searching for? When we buck up on this. This need honey. This need honey. You know, Mark Bowley, you're too rank. You're a dirty ranking man. You take Jamaicans for idiot. You think someone has no sense. And you want smart because you went to Oxford. And you have it in your mind that you can tell us things and we would have to just suck it up because you are background master. You can do that to the PFP people and we are give your money to you. You can't do that to me. Because one Christmas, when my mother used to work with Public Works, Tony Spalding gave her work for the community, found it up and set it up. And she worked with the Public Works. That was her job. And one Christmas, she went to collect her check. Agley Park Road, I think the office was. And she had my little brother that died. She and him went to collect the check. And then promptly went to change the check. And my mother went downtown to get up all what we need to get for Christmas. And she sat on the JOS bus and some boy take him ratchet knife and cut the bag and took out the money. Every cent. And my mother, Audrey Grant, came home and she said, well, some person thieved the money. My mother was a matter-of-fact woman. She never dwell in the sorrowful things that happen. She quickly liked to be practical about what the situation is. So yeah, she felt bad that, she lose the money, we look at Christmas money and stuff. But she quickly went straight to being practical. She said, well, the money gone. Which means that me now go get the whitewash the zinc fence them again and pretty up the lane, because when the lane don't go pretty up with the whitewash, when me buy the whitewash, remember, give me the money, I say go and go buy the whitewash, and then we mix the whitewash. Of course, the whitewash mostly have on we and the fence. Our whitewash as much zinc fence as we can possibly whitewash for pretty up the place with whitewash. The zinc fence is white. So no whitewash that year because she lost the money, them thief the money. And then she said, don't worry about the dinner. It will not be chicken, but dinner we shall have, but it won't be chicken. Nobody, not one of us, kids, was worried about the dinner. Not at all. And that Christmas was one of the nicest Christmas I can remember. One of the nicest Christmas I can remember. Just when she finished cooking the white rice, I was about to cook up the mackerel. Mina Wilmot showed up with chicken. And my mother said to her, thank you, we're going to eat this tomorrow. So we had jam with the rice, our mackerel. At the time, I never eat mackerel. Couldn't stand it, so there was sardine. I am saying this to say that Mark Golding can pull wool over eyes of those who rely on him for chicken. But me, I am used to sardine. So I'm good. So you can't pull no wool over my eye. And quite a few people I know in the resistance who coming from humble beginnings and still struggling a bit, but them now depend on you and them now sell them soul for you. So Marky B, somebody was saying something to me, own this apartment where this apartment is at Bamboo Court, Bamboo Avenue, that avenue there near the British, near the US Embassy. And Mark Golding's father owned an apartment in that place. And how we ended up there is this. We have long suspected that there is another helper's daughter who was pregnant in the Golding household at some point. We had long suspected that. And so we gathered some evidence and we found out that yes, there was a young lady who was pregnant about 14 or 15 years old and used to visit the Goldings at that apartment complex on Bamboo Avenue where they used to live. Pregnant schoolgirl, on the accounts of maids, helpers, on the accounts of security guards, that there was this 14 or 15-year-old girl that was pregnant and used to visit the apartment, and she and Mark used to come in most times. Manar come in. And yes, there's a part where his father had to ship him off to England. When him say him come back and him got teach up a campion, him say he must teaching, and his father, when him about 18 years old, so his father had to ship him off back to somewhere. I think it was Miami or one in places. Because Mark Golding, in his youth, inside his yard, believing that every helper who have a child, who have a daughter, is his to molest with and breed. Yes, he believe that, you know, the helper there, and all the helper them come with a nice black girl, and him feel like I feel them and them fi give him. You ever talk about? Him and Bongo went on the thing, and Bongo and Sandra did it, and him a watch her and him just moving on the thing, like him checks the whole away you that. I'm just moving on it. Real dirty man. But boy with them yard and watch the helper them and then pick them come there and consistently thinking that him is the white Bakramaster son and therefore the slave, the helper daughter is his to use and abuse. So we do believe, based on our investigations, that there exists a young woman with a possible fourth golden child, and is upon investigating when our investigations led to where were they living at the time. Security guards, helpers and helper picnic, maids, yard man. Yeah, man. My one little girl used to come and she was about 14, 15. I say, sure? Yeah, man. 14, 15, pregnant, big belly. And it was just about the very same time that his father shipped him off with a night flight with Sandra, heavily pregnant, to Miami to get married with Sandra. Not the same time, years after. I mean the same situation. But before that, there was this young school picnic, pregnant, visiting the Goldings at their apartment in Bamboo Court and Bamboo Avenue, that is now registered as the owner's Goldex, company called Goldex, of which Mark Golding is a director. And we never know if that is in his thing. So we thought that we would check it out. So Michelle sent the letter to the Michelle sent the letter to the IC to check out everything. And there is a company in black and white, Goldex Limited, of which Mark Golden is a director. I'm going through my talking points. So, Marky G, you are planning now for sue man that say your wife is 49 and you is X and your first child is X, and we brought that out, and people questioning whether you actually raped this woman and was forced to marry her by your daddy. Remember we told you, because we got the full story, your marriage to Sandra, I will not beat up Sandra, because we love Sandra. But your marriage to Sandra, was it a marriage of love? It was a marriage that your daddy thought that you were going to embarrass him and you're going to bring down his name and decide that you're going to take things in your own hands and make you live up to your responsibility and send you off, go married to Sandra in Miami. And she gave birth to that first child 5 days later. Are those some of the lies you're telling on social media? Is that some of the lies you are with her? You're going to sue with her? Huh? Sue all you want. Sue, get needle and thread and sue and cloth and sue all you want. But I'm warning you, when it comes to the suing thing, you have to stick with me. Because the rest of the resistance leaders, them, out of your league. Totally out of your league. But you're going to sue people. You're going to sue people for holding responsible for what you did. You're going to sue people because we are living in our country illegally, unconstitutionally, with your British birth certificate and your British passport and your British allegiance, and telling us in no uncertain terms, saying, nah, give it up. You know, business with we. Yeah, keep it. And then PJ came out. Soon get to PJ. So we found the apartment complex. We found the apartment. And we found some other things which we're not saying about yet till we verify. Because we're dying for him, so we're dying for you. Well, I'm not dying for you soon. I'm not wait to see if you're that stupid. But every time I look at Mark Golden, every time somebody send me a clip of him, because you know me not follow them up. I spend my days tidying up house, looking after dog and bird and plant and food for cook and my shop. Get it to put in a little reading, catch up on a documentary. You know, reading up there about social media at all, most days. I have something to say, but God will say. Now no time for it. But you, a man who when he was a young man, felt so entitled that you'll align yourself to consistently engage in sexual activities with underage girls in your father's household. You, Mark Golden, go sue. That's how you're sue man. You're a sue man for things when them say. You know, long people say that way. I say everybody wrong and you right. That everybody else wrong, but you right. Every single thing you have done in your political life for the last 3 weeks tells Jamaica everything they need to know about you, Mark Golden. So for those Jamaicans who had misgivings or who never thought that the information that we're giving is totally together, for all of those Jamaicans, your actions for the last 3 weeks must have told them something. Your actions for the last 3 weeks would have pointed out to them that you are not who you say you are. That you're a man with no integrity and no decency. That you're not a man to be trusted. You are deceptive and lie. That you're a man who would want power at all cost. You're a man who wants to be our chief lawmaker, but you're not upholding our laws. You're still sitting in our parliament unconstitutionally, illegally. You're still sitting there believing that you have some right to be there. And the ordinary men, and that includes women, men and women who are buffering you and supporting you and keeping you afloat. The ordinary men, same ordinary men that took the job from Hitler Gestapo to shoot Jews, strip them naked, line them up, throw them off in a place and just shoot them and throw dirt upon them. Ordinary men who never killed nobody in their life, never did a bad thing. They were thieves and criminals. They were just ordinary men, family men with children, businesses. And they took that job because one man made them believe that it is noble and it is good to kill people. And you have ordinary men and women around you believing that it is noble and good to have you disobeying our laws, laughing at us, flaunting it in our face, going to parliament and stand up like you pay down on it. You start at the parliament, man, question legitimate Jamaicans like you damn pay down on parliament, or you owe something on it, or you have ownership in it. It is disgusting to watch him, disgusting to watch him stand up in our parliament and behave like him have receipt, feet. We have a receipt for the parliament, so somebody can't stop him from going. We have a receipt for the parliament, somebody can't stop him from getting up and talk. Somebody get up and talk. Because he have a receipt. Him own the parliament at least part, I think so. That's what him mind tell him. And him do it. And behaving in a manner that would suggest that should he be chief lawmaker of our land, he would want to be able to do as he pleases. Because look at him now, prancing around like a cock chicken. All prancy. Although his entire demeanor is one of fear. Every time you look at him, he looks very fearful, very somber. Him worried sick. Everything about his body language tells us that he's worried sick. And I look at his eyes, and it don't look like him getting the usual 5 or 6 hours sleep that him usually get. Looks to me like him not sleep for more than 5 or 6 hours, but it don't look like him getting no sleep much, or him worried at night time. Trust me, I know what those nighttime worries feel like. Not worry about us. And then you have Dayton Campbell Goat trying to reclaim your daddy's legacy and to tell me, Karen Cecilia, me, the learned Karen Cecilia, how knighthood is given. Are you crack? You crack? You never something, Dayton Campbell. You can challenge me on these things? Please. As I say, you're behaving irrational these days, Dayton Campbell, and I suspect the people of Westmoreland Eastern is watching your ass. So you can't get nothing. No 13 or 14-year-old nothing can come your way because the people them have you upon a watch list down at Eastern Westmoreland. Them a plan for chop you up. But the first 13 or 14-year-old people them see walking near you. Them a plan for chop you up. So I understand things flying in your head and you know if you do it yourself because it's a sickness with you. So you come chat foolishness in defense of John Golden. I don't make no sense. As usual. There is hardly anything in this country, that 61% of Jamaicans can ever agree on. Hardly anything in this country that you could find 61% of Jamaicans agree on. Unless that question is, do you believe that Jesus died for our sins? And then everybody would say, yeah. No political question could garner 61% of the Jamaican public like this one in this latest poll. And I want to talk about that a little bit. Percival Noel James Patterson, Mr. PMP himself, And everybody know me have my issues with PJ. And my issues with PJ are far and deep and long and yeah. But PJ is a patriot. PJ is a true-born Jamaican. In all the issues that I have with him, always recognize him as a patriot, a Jamaican, a man who will always stand up for his black country, a man who will always stand up for the Constitution of Jamaica. There were many days where Marty Perkins used to give PG a lot of griping about Constitution. Lot of griping. When PJ said the Constitution is not a shackle, oh, Marty went off for weeks on that one. Marty was having orgasm after orgasm at that one. But when it comes to the Jamaican Constitution, but you can't challenge Percival Noel James. Can't. And you, Mark Golding, who PJ have done his level best to help. And he has done so, in my view, out of most self-interest and other political things that me and him disagree on. But also, he has done it out of a desire to see the PNP in government again. And PJ have done his level best to help you, Mark Golding. And all you did was what comes natural to you. And what comes natural to you is deception and lies. Ungratefulness, deception and lies. Never once in the last near 4 years that you thought it necessary to say to Percival Noel James, I am a British citizen with a British passport and a British birth certificate. How do I handle this? Never once. After PJ did so much for you. PJ was the one who went to the NEC meeting on Zoom after Uno sabotaged the PNP to lose the 2020 elections. And they were moving for run Dr. Phillips out of the PNP. I will never forget how people called me on the phone crying, tell me how Kelly and the one named Valentine from NW was handling up Dr. Phillips. That Dr. Phillips left the NEC almost in tears. He never cried, I'm a big man. But they felt it for him, people upon people, how they felt it for Dr. Phillips. How to behave that morning. How Mark Golding rolled into the conference center with bus load of people from South St. Andrew with t-shirt Mark for president. And after I did all of that, PJ smoothed things over and helped them to do all kinds of things. I don't know, let me see who calling again. After PJ did all of that, for all of you, you never thought it necessary. Never thought it necessary to go to PJ and tell PJ, say, boy, I did something bad, you know. I should have do this thing a long time, but I know me to do it before people start asking me to do it. And you don't expect, and no, you expect that PJ was going to take your side. PJ is going to back you up. But if you expect PJ going to back you up, you clearly don't understand not only the politics, but you clearly don't understand Jamaica. Edward Philip George Siaga recognized from he was a young man that he wanted to be in politics. He spoke about it as a young man. He wanted to serve in Jamaica's parliament. He wanted to be a member of parliament for Tivoli Gardens, which he created, which he named. And at age 26, he renounced his US citizenship to allow him to be able to serve Jamaica. And say what you may or what you want about Edward Philip George. He served Jamaica. Never served two masters. He was very close to Reagan, but Michael Manley was also very close to George H.W. Bush, the father. So there's no issue there. No prime minister, no leader, not even PJ, had an understanding and a love for Jamaican culture, that Jamaican culture itself, active involvement in our culture, like Edward Philip George. None. He took an interest in almost every aspect of our culture. Of course, he took a shine to one particular aspect. Love the poker thing, you know? Him and Capo. And he renounced his citizenship and served his country all his life. All his life. Nobody never met no nice upon him. Nobody had to beat him down and quarrel with him. He never walk around and procrastinate. He never walk around and talk about, boy, I'm not busy with a guy. I'm not bummy. And a guy can do what I do, but I'm not follow a guy and a guy and a guy. Oh no, Siaka wasn't doing that. Siaka wasn't doing that. Siaka renounced at age 26. Took on Tivoli Gardens. Built it up. Stayed as member of parliament. Became prime minister, opposition leader. Go out all kind of antics. But him serve him country. In him country. That he took on a white American man. And he served. And nobody had to beat him up about it. Him never the one side I talk about him not busy with a guy and him not bummy. But you the one side I can talk about you not bummy and you not busy with a guy. And I call young Samuda a guy. You disrespectful piece of crap. I look at the young man who I don't believe I've ever been disrespectful to you. But you just always feel you have to disrespect people. A guy. You're busy with a guy. What the hell? And you want to lead this country? Guy? A guy? And you know bummy? You owe PJ an apology, you piece of shit. You believe that PJ was going to defend you and not defend the Constitution of Jamaica? Because if you believe that, you truly don't know who Percival Noel James is. You don't know his story. How he came from Westmoreland, him granny sent him on the bus with him grip and him head up to Calabar. And he was a boarding student on scholarship, so I'm saying, you know, remember if he said scholarship, but I don't know. And he did well in school and went to England and studied. And Norman Manley saw him, and Norman Manley was impressed with him, joined the PNP for him, a young boy. And Norman Manley took him under his wings, and Norman Manley made him national organizer for the PNP. Did you know that, Mark Bowling? That Norman Manley was the one who made PJ Patterson national organizer for the PNP. Send him out to build up groups and build the party. As a young fellow. And he studied. And he worked hard. He was party chairman, vice president. I think he was vice president one time, if I'm not mistaken. Party chairman. And then became leader. And you sit down in our parliament believing that you have some kind of rights and privileges. Like the parliament building. You have some shares in it. And nobody can put you out. And you don't have to renounce. And you're not busy with that guy. And you're not busy with that guy. And a guy. And you're not bummy. Oh, I'm busy with a guy. Disrespectful piece of crap. No respect for people. You can't lead nobody. You can't lead them then the Rise United people them. But you can't lead nobody. I chat to people, boy, you're busy with that guy. I've never heard young Samuda raising voice to anybody yet. I have not heard one bad word about young Samuda. I'm being disrespectful to nobody. What could have possibly led you to be so disrespectful to the young fellow? Making this move. What could possibly have led you? Except you don't grow good. Because you did busy. And rape off the help of them picnic. You did busy believing that you have a right to them. So you don't learn nothing and you don't grow good with your out-hardness. And so, 61% of Jamaican people, you know, I'm looking at this poll and I came to the conclusion that the pollsters in this country really need some training, because the first question you ask is, should a person with dual citizenship be allowed to sit in the parliament? That's the first question you ask. And you got that high number of yes, because that's the first question you ask. While if you had opened with the question, have you been in tune with this dual citizenship debate? And you would get a resounding yes for that. And then the second question, which would be basically the first question to ask, is, do you believe that a person with dual citizenship should be prime minister of this country? Because had you asked the question that way, the number would be a resounding 80-something%. 80-something% you'd be looking at. And these questions went out before PJ run the vehicle over Mark Redface. 61% of Jamaicans, 64% of Jamaicans said them don't want no white British man to be prime minister with no dual citizenship and no birth certificate and passport aligned to British, swear allegiance to Britain. And it is amazing to me that the 61%, 64% of Jamaican people believe that nobody who wants to be prime minister of this country should have loyalties to another country. And what is Mark Golding's response to this? Going to meetings and taking mic and chatting foolishness. But I tell you this, Imam Bunting out there saying that the government is trying, the JLP is trying to distract people with the dual citizen argument. And the JLP saying that the PMP is trying to distract the country. And I find it extremely fascinating to watch the two of them using the word distract. But it is even more fascinating to have the opposition accusing the government of being in the business of distracting. Don't look over there, sir. Look over here, sir. Don't look on that, don't listen to that, listen to this. To have the opposition telling the country not to be distracted by the government. I always thought it should be the other way around, with the government telling the people, don't be distracted by the antics of the opposition. But if the opposition is telling the people that they must not be distracted by stuff that the opposition created, by arguments and situations that are created by the opposition leader being a dual citizen, with his loyalties to Britain, with his British passport, which he has renewed over and over and over again when he was senator, since he has been a member of parliament, since he has been leader of the opposition, he has renewed his passport over and over and over again. And him, the opposition leader with his sidekick, Murcott, who create this firestorm in the country because Mark Golding refused to renounce, refused to stand up for Jamaica, wants to lead Jamaica but not standing up for Jamaica. Wants to take charge of Jamaica's security, Jamaica's economy, Jamaica's independence, but can't stand up for Jamaica. I tell people about destruction. The destruction is Mark Golding saying to the Jamaican people, I want to be your head, the head of the country. I want to be in charge of your security. I want to be in charge of your economy. I want to be in charge of your life. I want to be in charge of the future of your children, your education, your energy, your infrastructure, your international relations. I want to be in charge of that. But I want to be in charge of it while I am aligned and sworn to them other people there. Britain, king and country. Irrational don't mean nothing to me. This will be just a feather in my cap to be rewarded by my country, Britain. Because this would be a feather in his cap to reach the stage of being Prime Minister, a British citizen with British passport and British everything. Born British, being Prime Minister of Jamaica is a feather in his cap. Britain would reward him much more than they rewarded his father for killing our picnic them under the guise of curing polio, which we never had. Like father, like son, him come to cure polio, which was not here before him come. And now you want to come lead the country, but you're not standing up for the country. You are flaunting the country's laws. You are walking over the country's laws. You are spitting on the constitution of the country that you want to lead. And then out there shout on the top of your lungs about distraction. The only other thing you need to be the main distraction, to really be a distraction, is a damn blasted clown suit. That would do it. A clown suit, you didn't have to paint your face. Your face is fine in a clown suit. But you want to lead. You want to be Prime Minister. You don't want to give up your British heritage. You don't want to give up your country of your birth, the land of your birth. My father. I am my father's son. I am my father. That is your conversation to every person that talks to you about this thing. Your first go-to argument is, I am my father's son. I am my father. I inherit this thing from my father, and so I am my father's son. I inherit this thing from my father, me now give it up. Because my father make sure me get it for a reason. And me a keep it, and me no business with UNO. And me a stay as PNP leader, and me a stay as opposition leader, and me gonna run in an election. Oh yeah. And ordinary men and women joining. And I hear that you hang up phone from PG. If I hear any more argument, say you disrespect PG, watch me and you. You Mark Golding. Let me hear any more argument about your disrespect, PG. Watch me and you. You want to do it? Do that one more time? Go on, do that one more time. Go on, disrespect PG one more time. Just one more time. One day more time. More you say disrespect PG. Let me show you, say this is Jamaica. And we are Jamaicans. And we don't take no crap from no white British man who have no loyalties to Jamaica. Who are busy with Jamaica. You can go into all of them PNP conferences where you line up for go. Go take mic and chat crap and have those ordinary people, ordinary men and women clapping you on and cheering you on and saying, yeah. And feel that for some reason, because you have them saying, yeah, you have something going on for you. Ordinary men and women aligning themselves to you. For what? For what exactly? What exactly? Huh? 64% of Jamaicans. And I would tell the pollsters to go do it again now that PG have spoken and come back. Go do it again now that Jamaican people, it has seeped through. It has seeped through. So, the security down at the mall, the supermarket, supervisor for the security, them that in the mall, them are the supervisor. Nice little fellow. So why no one give it up, Miss Karen? So him can't give it up. They wouldn't take it back. That's a state where you left the country and ask, the security supervisor, the educated look at you. Man asked me why you don't want to give it up if the British people wouldn't take it back. And if it wasn't that I was moving too fast that particular, I'm going to see him again and I'm going to tell him why. I couldn't get around it that time. I just simply said to him, politics. But I will see him again and I will tell him, what is it? So now, the rat trap him in the community. Rat trap. My guy. Well, look a thing for me. Full of crap, you see? Think him is all that. Him name Rat Trap because him come from Rat Trap in Westmoreland. And when him landed Jews-land maybe about 40 years ago, about 30 years ago, 35 years ago, him landed in Jews-land. People ask him where him come from, say Rat Trap, and it stuck. Him name Rat Trap. Have him phone number. Can call him. Rat Trap, come for the shop key. Go pick up the ice cream them for me. Come go over the hardware for me. So Rat Trap come in the shop with one ratted, Rat Trap was just breathing fire. Bossy, want to talk to you about something there. Because me don't understand it. I say, what? What wrong with the white man? I say, who's that? The one who lead the PNP man. I want them man, the man. Them man, they like them want PNP for win nothing. Him a what? Him is a plant. What Rat Trap know about plant? Him come like him is a spy. I swear, I didn't put that in Rat Trap head. The man that want PNP win. And Rat Trap come from Rat Trap. Now if man know nothing about Westmoreland, him know what Rat Trap is about. So Rat Trap want to know. If you don't want PNP, when I hear Cliff you say you're holding the PNP hostage, that is very, very good, a good coining of what that is. Holding hostage to the PNP. But as I pointed out in my opening on the live here, maybe there is a method to what he's doing, and you should all go back and listen to the first part of the live. Or I put it out that them have probably two or three things, ways, them want this to end. So Rat Trap want what happened to you, Mark Golden? What do you think we should tell Rat Trap, sir? So them drop you when you're a baby, them drop it on your head? Or something else happen? Rat Trap want know. Natalie, where are you? You're still around. I'm about to call you now. Rat Trap want know, Mark Golden. Where they pan? Huh? Because you hold the PNP hostage. And you believe that it is yours to hold hostage. And if you can't lead it, nobody else should. And you don't want, Natalie, you are on the live now, darling.
Live?
Yes, speak up.
Good night, everybody.
You got sleep?
No, somebody else listen.
Okay, so talk to man, what do you think about what's going on now?
Well, first of all, I want to say right about the live with Dayton come talk. That is the first thing. Mark Golding's father was knighted, and Mark Golding's uncle, a man named Anthony Golding. Anthony Golding was a British colonial administrator who served as an administrator of the Turks and Caicos Island in 65 to 67. And he was awarded, I don't know if you know what is this, Commander of the Royal Victorian Order, or something named CVO.
Yeah.
No one night ship that.
Absolutely.
Okay. All right.
Absolutely.
So, and Queen Elizabeth II gave him that personally.
Yeah.
For when go down at Turks and Caicos on behalf of the royal family. And
no, not the royal family. British intelligence.
The CVO that he received.
Yeah, man, British intelligence, man.
You know what is a CVO?
It doesn't matter if the Queen gave him it, yes or no, or what he was given for it. Oh, he was recommended to receive it.
No, I say if you know what is the CVO.
No,
like,
what is the CVO?
Oh, I don't know that's a Victorian sitting man.
I remember you talking about the Victorian cross, the Knighthood of the Victorian cross. Is that separate thing? It's the same thing. It's just a whole heap of things attached to it.
Yes, him have the CVO. Yeah. So it's no coincidence that his brother, who was assigned to Jamaica to carry out something for the country, clearly, which he did, so he got 92. So I don't know what they're talking about. But Jamaica don't recommend nothing at all for Mark Golding father. It's lie, date and I tell.
They don't know nothing. It's not only lie, I tell. Him done about the whole situation. Him don't know it. Him don't know anything about it.
They don't talk anything, sir?
Huh?
Them just can't talk anything, sir?
Him trying to defend him master, Mark Golding. Him trying to defend him master. His survival, his political survival is dependent on Mark. So he better come out, combat.
What that day, me see them put one meme where them Dayton have one basket to carry water. Them put one basket in a man full of hole and them a pour water in it. Few time soon coming them at about time go. Anyway, good night everybody. I just wanted to say that this knighting of Mark Golding's family, his uncle got it and the father got it for the same thing, for carrying out the duties for the in the colonies of Britain. Yes, good night.
All right, that's cool, baby.
Yeah, man.
So there you have it, Dayton Campbell, who done some fool and don't know nothing about knighthood or how the British government operate, and don't know anything about national security and how national security operate. There you go. You have gotten an education on that tonight, and I hope you don't go back out, go repeat that foolishness about that. So, that's basically it for my talking points. Let me check to see if good night everyone. Good night Patrick. Good night Cornell. Good night Prudence. I haven't seen you for a while. Good night, darling. Anything else? That okay. We don't know. Well, we're going to wrap it up now with one final thing on my talking points. It's just one final thing I want to wrap it up with now. And this is to the People's National Party and the PNP people them out in the constituency, particularly Southeast St. Catherine. You see this thing where the PNP like to use and talk about for the sake of the party, and the party this and the party that, and we must do this, and as a party make the decision, as a party do this, and a party do that. Hear this. For decades, that argument have been a good argument to say for the sake of the party. But that was back in the day when it was a noble thing, and the party was a good thing to say that the party do this and the party say that. Now, it's been used as a chokehold on you, the PNP people in the constituencies. And I'm speaking to Southeast St. Catherine. When they tell you that the party is bigger than all of us, they are basically saying to you that the four of them up there will make the decisions on behalf of you bigger than all of you. So you have to ask them, who exactly is the party? Is it you, a part of the 40,000 plus members of the party? Are you the party? Who is the party? When they come and tell you, boy, and didn't tell you, say, the party say a doctor does. Which party said that? Because all of the people of Southeast St. Catherine not saying that. So who said that? Who could it possibly be that said that, except the four of them up there will make all the decisions regarding your life in your constituency? Who should represent you? And your rights to choose that person. Who is the party? Every streak somebody you talk to who have a coward streak, who don't want to stand up for nothing, them the boy the party, The party make a decision, And the party says so, Who is the party? Is the party the building up a whole road? Is the party the constitution, the book? Is the party the chair them, a piece of paper? The song, the flag, the colors? Who is the party that make those decisions? Who are they? Who, if not you, the people of Southeast St. Catherine? When they tell you that the party have made a decision, it's really Dayton and Mark and Angela and Peter Bunting and maybe a 2 or 3 more. They are now the party, whatever I tell you about. It's not like the day when PJ would come into a meeting or Peter and Portia would say, listen, the party think that X, Y, square, Z, John should be the MP, but what the people say. That's not how the PMP used to work as a party that come and tell the constituency people that the party say. So I'm saying to you, Southeast St. Catherine, that argument about the party, it is designed to take away your freedom of speech. It is designed to take away your rights. It is designed to give you whoever them want to give you and for you to stay quiet on it. Don't let them. For God's sake, they have already taken and stripped the very dignity from the People's National Party that you used to hold dear. Don't let them take this from you. Don't listen to them about the party make a decision. Ask them, who is the party if not you? 40,000 plus members the last time I checked in the People's National Party. 40 plus thousand members. And 6 of them up there make decisions on behalf of the rest of you, who they say to you, the party say. And all you are asking, all Southeast St. Catherine is asking, because Southeast St. Catherine have compromised a little bit. Southeast St. Catherine have now said that, all right, we now say, give it ours, and we now say, give it Alric. What we are saying is, let the 2 of them come to us, and let us make a choice. And whoever wins, that's the person we're going to work with. Why can't they agree with you, Southeast St. Catherine, about that? Why? Why it has to be that the party say a doctor does? Which party? Who in the party? How many people in the party? Is it the officer corps, which is no more than 20 people? Is it the NEC, which is about 300 people? Let's put them all together and say 500 of them up there, and them and make that decision for over 35, 40,000 people outside there, and you not the saying of it? I'm saying to you, that argument about the party has always been an argument that has been used throughout the decades in the PNP. But back in those days, it had meaning. It had meaning. When Michael Manley said the party, he was talking to you. When PJ said the party was talking to you. When Portia said the party, she was talking to you. When Peter Phillips said the party, he was speaking to you. There was never a time, ever, where a decision is made by the party that does not include the people who make up the party. So Southeast St. Catherine, you better understand, the people you have elected to serve you at the constituency level, them sell out to them there. Well, most of them. The councillors you have elected sold out to them as well. So nobody is representing you. Nobody is speaking for you. Everybody is speaking for them side, which is Mark Golding's side. So whatever Dayton Campbell, Mark Golding and Angela Brownberg say, most of your councillors, most of your constituency leadership, all of them, most of your regional leadership, all of them, singing for them supper on that side, them not representing you. So it's all going to be up to you. It's going to be what decision you make and how you're going to take that decision to them. By not sitting on the sidelines and listening to them telling you about something that some fictitious party made, some kind of fictitious decision that you had nothing to do with. I'm not saying to burn down no place. Don't burn down nowhere. Don't stone nobody. Don't lick down nobody. But you got to stand up for yourself, Southeast St. Catherine. And you have to make them understand, make Mark Golding and Peter Bunting and Dayton Campbell and Angela Brown, but make them understand that the party is you. It's you make it happen. On election day, where they are up and drop on them car, I look people to give money to, and I talk to people, but it's you. It's you. that is doing the work to give them power. Don't make them sideline you and tell you some foolishness about the party. Remind them that the party is you. You make it up. You are the membership. You are the wheels and the engine and the oil. Head, you are the ignition. It doesn't work without you. So when they are making decision and talking about the party, you, the party, would like to be included in that decision. And you have made a compromise decision. And you said, all right, we don't say give it Alric, and we don't say give it us. What we are saying is give us the opportunity to choose one of them. And that is a fair deal. And if they're not willing to do that, Southeast St. Catherine, I'm sure they know what to do next. Thank you all for joining me and listen to my rant. It was one rant. I hope I didn't bore you to death. Hopefully I'll see you next week. I don't think I will come on next week. I rest my throat a bit. But stay safe, everybody. Thank you. Good night. And keep the children safe. All right? So I'll see you next time. Yep.